Syria is fracturing. Tribes are clashing. Israeli airstrikes falling. And now, Turkey draws a red line. Divide Syria, and we will intervene. A direct warning to militias, foreign powers, and Israel. The battlefield shifts, diplomacy falters, and old fault lines crack open. This is VERTEX. Is a new war about to ignite? Turkey is drawing a sharp red line in southern Syria, issuing a warning that if non-state actors continue pushing Syria toward division and destabilization, it will not hesitate to intervene. Speaking at a joint news conference with his Salvadoran counterpart Alexandra Hill in the capital Ankara on July 22nd, Turkish Foreign Minister Fidan made the stand clear.
As you know, when something breaks out in the south of Syria, we see remnants of the old regime mobilized to incite the beloved Syrian Alawites there. On the other hand, we see the Syrian Kurdish militia YPG immediately taking action. Some countries aim to divide Syria into at least 4 parts, creating an unstable, weak environment that breeds more mass migration to the region, terrorism, and crime. Now, God willing, we will prevent this policy from being implemented.
Fidan stopped short of naming specific governments, but pointedly accused Israel of exploiting sectarian unrest in Syria to weaken the state and reshape the region. Fidan said Israel wanted a divided Syria to make the country unstable, weaker, and a liability to the region, and added that Kurdish YPG militants were looking to take advantage of the chaos. He added that Turkey would support efforts to secure peace and stability in Syria and talks on this, but would not let itself be exposed to threats.
We are warning you. No group should engage in actions to divide up Syria. We have much to discuss through diplomacy. Everything can be discussed, and it is being discussed with all groups, all elements. But if you go beyond this and resort to violence to divide and destabilize, we will perceive this as a direct threat to our national security and will intervene.
While Israel has yet to respond to Fidan's remarks, its military claimed last week's airstrikes in Damascus were launched to defend the Druze community in Sweida. Yet many Druze leaders have rejected outside interference and reiterated their support for a united Syrian state. The tensions stem from deadly violence in Sweida. On July 13th, clashes broke out between Bedouin Arab tribes and armed Druze militias in the city of Sweida. Violence escalated and Israeli airstrikes followed, including on Syrian military positions and infrastructure in Damascus. Israel cited the protection of Druze communities as a pretext for its attacks. Damascus accused Israel of using the Druze as a pretext. Turkey condemned the strikes, calling them a direct attempt to undermine Syria's stabilization process. The new Syrian government has been working to re-establish order nationwide since the ouster of former regime leader Bashar al-Assad on December 8, 2024. NATO member Turkey supports Syria's new government and has called for a ceasefire between the Bedouin and Druze fighters. Despite the rising tensions, dialogue may still be possible. According to Saudi broadcaster Al Hadath, Israel and Syria have resumed security talks. According to the report, the talks are being mediated by Turkey and the United States, and an Israeli delegation is reportedly preparing to travel to Baku, Azerbaijan, to advance these negotiations. However, the report also states that Israel is not currently committing to halt its strikes in Syria and is demanding a demilitarized zone along the Israel-Syria border, as well as a permanent Israeli presence in the buffer zone along the border. Israel has not publicly confirmed any of these conditions or the talks. For decades, Syria and Israel have stood on opposite sides of every major regional conflict. Now, with Assad gone and a new government in Damascus seeking legitimacy, Ankara is repositioning itself as both a guarantor of stability and a gatekeeper. But Turkey's message is unambiguous. Fragmentation will not be tolerated. Violence will trigger a response. And any foreign agenda seeking to divide Syria will be seen as a threat to Turkish security.